This week's Big Little recipe is an extra special edition because it is coming from our guest columnist, Hetty McKinnon. Hetty is an amazing best-selling cookbook author, and her latest book, To Asia with Love, just came out. Today, she is going to be sharing a recipe from the book with us. It is inspired by her mom, and it just happens to have very, very few ingredients. So take it away, Hetty.
Thanks, Emma. So the dish that we're going to cook today is actually one of my favorites from childhood. It is a dish that my mother would make for me if I was feeling a little bit ill or if she just didn't have a lot of time to cook. Now, in Cantonese, we call this dish sui dan. So that translates literally to water and egg. And that actually also tells you the two main ingredients of the dish. The third ingredient is actually just a pinch of salt. Now I'm going to share with you the two crucial pieces of advice that my mother shared with me in order to get the smooth, silky, velvety texture that we're looking for in this dish. The first piece of advice is just to use cooled boiled water. Now that does sound a little bit strange, I know, but what my mother means by that is just to use water that is lukewarm or tepid. The second piece of advice is to steam this at your lowest temperature that you have on your cooktop. Because if you steam it too fast or on too high a fire, you'll get a texture that is marked and puffed up, almost like a souffle, and that is not the texture that we're looking for this dish. So you need to find a bowl that is going to fit into your steaming rack, that is going to fit into the pan that you're going to use. Well, I call this my fish bowl. It's actually the very bowl that my mum used to make this dish when I was a kid, and I brought this to New York with me. So you can use any bowl as long as it's heat proof. So the first thing we're going to do is break 2 eggs into a bowl, and I like to whisk with chopsticks because I just think it gives me more control over the whisking together of the whites and the yolks. Once the whites and the yolks are combined, we're going to add our lukewarm water, just a little bit at a time. We're going to add half a teaspoon of salt. Just to make sure this mixture is completely smooth, I'm going to pass it through a sieve, and that just removes any slimy bits of egg whites or anything that hasn't combined properly. Now my water has come to a boil. My trivet is already inside the pan. And now we are going to very carefully pop the egg in, turn the setting to the lowest heat possible, and cover. So after 10 minutes, we are ready. So here we are. This has been sitting for 5 minutes, so it's cooled down a little bit. And now I'm going to show you how silky this is. You can eat this unadorned, just like this, or sometimes I like to add some green onions to the top. You could also add some sesame seeds, some sesame oil, or if you're feeling a little fancy, you can add some chili oil. You can enjoy this steamed water egg custard as it is on its own, or it goes really nicely with a bowl of rice. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen today to cook my steamed water egg custard, which is a recipe from my new book, To Asia with Love. I hope you get to try it for yourself. Bye for now.